Welcome everyone to our second town hall meeting for the month of April. We've got several topics to cover. Let's go first with our regular agenda with the DAO committee updates. So Killian, if you're right there.
Yeah, hey. Not much updates from our side. We will start the process to get a new community member soon with a new call for candidates following Yemel's resignation, and that's about it on our side.
Okay, thanks for that. I think that in the next few days we're going to have news about that, and we'll open the call for the new DAO committee members. Okay, so then I think we can jump into the governance squad updates. Gino, are you there?
Yep. Okay, so pretty short update on our side. Let me share my screen real quick. I guess so.
Yep.
Cool.
Yep.
So, latest releases from our end in the last 2 weeks. So we released the hiding proposal that Killian was mentioning. We released a small feature to hide the bots voting in the DAO, and we are about to release in an hour or so the first slicing of the bidding and tendering flow. Please have in mind that you can check our releases in our GitHub repository. Regarding the hiding category, this is pretty simple. It's a new category to add or remove committee members from any of the acting committees from the DAO. We've been having some bumpy committee elections in the last couple of months, so we decided to follow the specifications outlined in several governance proposals to craft this category. I want to be super clear on this. There was no specific governance proposal for the hiding category, but there was a couple of proposals related to other things that mention this idea of the hiding category. So basically how this works is if there is an open seat in any committee, you will be able to click on the add committee member. So this option is going to be available soon once YAML's seat is made available in the committee. Remove category is always enabled. So basically, if you click on remove, you will be able to select the committee, and you will be able to select also the member of the committee you are proposing to remove. You'll have, of course, to give some reasons and evidence and all of that and publish the proposal. The important thing of this is it will require 6 million voting power, the same as the governance proposal, but the voting period is going to be 4 weeks because we want to be more lengthy on the voting period because we believe that this is a super sensitive issue, either adding or removing people to the committees, and we want everyone to have the time to review things, to have conversations, to have community calls or whatsoever regarding the process. Then another super simple and small thing, votes with less than 5 BP will be hidden from the vote counts. They're gonna be visible on the results details on this module upon user request. So you basically will be able to go to the bottom and click see votes with less than 5 BP, and you will be able to see it. We believe that is important because seeing a large number of votes and a small BP count amplifies the idea of BP inequality, and also it doesn't look good to have bots voting in the DAO. That's something that we could control if we would be more restrictive, like with Gitcoin passport or with some specific requirement for voting. But we believe that for now, this is a better idea, and it doesn't require any governance proposal to be approved because it's just a cosmetic change on the interface. Then I wanted to throw some light regarding the bidding and tendering flow. So in late February, the governance proposal passed. We're about to release the first version of this, which is the pitch proposal. So let me remind how the bidding and tendering flow works. First, it's going to be like a 3-stage a period as well, similar to the governance proposals. The first stage is going to be a pitch proposal where anyone in the community can present an idea to be solved, like what we need to solve with this process. If the proposal gets passed, it will be available to be promoted to a tender proposal. The tender proposal is more like a pre-project stage where people will be able to find, okay, how do we think this idea should be solved? And if the tender proposals gets passed, they will be available to receive bid proposals, bid proposals from external teams to work on these ideas. So the interesting thing of the bidding and tendering flow, it is that at the moment, the only way to fund projects in the DAO is through grants. And when you vote on grants, you're voting on the idea and the team. And we wanted to detach this a little bit and have, okay, let's discuss if an idea is important and it needs to be solved from someone. And then let's discuss who is the best team to solve this problem and to basically craft this idea. The details are on the proposal. I don't want to go into all the specifics. You can read the proposal, but the idea would be to release the pitch proposals basically in the next couple of days. Then the tender proposals, today. The tender proposals are going to be in the next couple of days, probably next week or the other one. And then in early June, and this is a delay that we are creating artificially because it will be probably ready on the engineering side before. We will be releasing the bid proposals and the dashboard for bid proposals. The idea is to have some tender proposals approved so the community can start reaching out to agencies, to development teams, to creative agents, wherever, creative studios or wherever the tender proposals approved need to be executed on. And in early June, the idea would be to release the dashboard when everything and have a complete flow. And in mid-June, we wanted to release some transparency reports for the community to see how the teams are executing, how the money is being spent and everything. So next things that we're going to be working on. So we talk about this idea of the badges for core units, for grantees, for DAO committees and everything. Basically, it will take the form of a Stockbound token that will be displayed on the user's profile. And in the future, the idea would be for these tokens to modify your experience of voting in the DAO somehow. So we're going to be releasing the first smaller version of this, which will be airdropping tokens for core units and committees and display those tokens on the profiles. That's going to be it, super simple. We're going to be releasing the second stage of the bidding and tendering, which will be the tendering type of proposals. And further down the road, on the last months of our grant period, we're going to be releasing the first version of improvements to our DAO identity. As you know, at the moment, you as a DAO users are basically using 3 different profiles: the Decentraland profile, the Discord's profile to comment on things, and the Discord profile user to discuss and to engage with other members of the community. And those 3 identities are not linked in any way. So the idea will be to start linking those identities. Of course, if you want, it's not going to be something mandatory. And to create a better journey to understand who is voting, who is commenting, who is participating on a channel on Discord regarding to a working group and things like that. And then we're gonna keep working towards having the multi-wallet delegation strategy. I'm not sure if that's gonna be completely ready by the end of the grant period. Hopefully we'll have something there. We made some progress and we published the progress on the VP distribution channel on Discord. So yeah, that's basically it. As I always say, you can binge watch us. In our GitHub repo, you will see the releases. The team board is also public. We have a repo with the demos recorded, and you can post feedback on the governance section in the Canny feedback tool. That's basically it. Thanks. And if you have any questions, please make them at the end.
Thanks, Gino. Always a great pleasure to hear about those updates and those enhancements in the platform. So I think we're in good shape to jump into the operations and facilitation updates. And let me go first with the RFI proposal, the request for information proposal that we submitted a week ago, I think. Well, it's currently on track. We've been receiving some feedback and some really valuable insights about that proposal. We're currently working close with the foundation to establish like the final pathway for like creating the pipeline for those requests for information requests that are going to be received from the community. And well, if this passes in the next few weeks, we will present the final proposal, the final binding governance proposal, with more definitions about the limits of what we can ask, of what kind of information can we request for the foundation. So that's pretty much about the RFI proposal. And the other thing that we were working on is the strategic planning working group. Something that many of you will know is that we not only created a Discord channel for these specific discussions about the strategic planning, but also created a Notion workspace that we're currently testing to centralize all the information, to see the current status of the project, to like a visual board for everything, to centralize information. And the one thing that I also want to, besides inviting you all to take part of this beautiful process that we're working on, is that last week we held the first synchronous session for the strategic planning, and there was a huge engagement from, I think, 10 or 12 community members. It was an hour and a half session where all the community members discussed about the mission and vision for Decentraland DAO. We discussed about the main specific areas of interest that we want to address or we want to plan about in the strategic document. And then we conducted a SWOT analysis, like strengths, weaknesses, etc., analysis for each one of those specific areas of interest. So right now, we are working on a document to summarize all that information that we worked on, we discussed last session. And we're planning to have another session during next week. So again, you're all invited. You're more than welcome to be part of this process, this beautiful process. And well, visit the Discord channel to get updates on this. We'll send a Ladius link soon to see what's the better time, what's the time that fits better for everyone to have the next meeting. I think that's all on my end. So, Nat, are you there?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yep, perfect. I'll pass it to you.
Okay, cool. Yeah, here are some of the things that I've been working on. I've continuing to host technical AMAs, which are currently in the next session of those will begin May 25th. And if you guys missed those are always up on our YouTube channel, so be sure to check those out. Also, the recent Sandstorm contest, which was launched Monday, is pretty special. This contest is particularly cool because it is the theme is Town Hall. The challenge is to create a space for hosting Decentraland DAO Town Hall events and other events. So if there's any builders here wanting to check out the challenge, I'll post here in a second the link to the challenge so you guys can check that out. We're also going to be hosting another Twitter Spaces next week with them, actually Sandstorm, so they'll be talking all about that then as well. I believe there's 2 weeks for submission for that, so try to jump on it early if you can. And also been part of the strategic planning working group that Fede was talking about. Lots of amazing, great input on that last meeting that we had. And my focus really is still continuing to do a lot of micro content for YouTube, Twitter, and yeah, be sure to check that out. And all our town halls are always up on there. If you miss it or can't make it, They will be uploaded. This will be up later today as well. And last but not least, today we have another in-world meetup with MetaGamiMall, and our tour guide will be metaDoge, and there's also special gift will be given for all those who attend. So be sure to stay tuned for that. And with that, I'll pass it back to you, Fede. Thanks.
Thanks, Nets. Okay, so then we can jump into the Grant Support Squad updates. I know who's going to give that up. Okay. Hey, Fifi, how are you?
Hello. I'm doing fine. How are you?
Good, good. Go ahead.
Perfect. So, well, this is Fifi from the Grant Support Squad. I will do a quick update and then move forward with our invited grantees for today. I must say they are very interesting. We have the last update for DCL Virtual Library. Also, we will have the build competition for creators teams and the first update for the Protocol Squad. So stay tuned to the end. So the news for the Grant Support Squad, we did a new update in our proposal. Some of the highlights you will find there. It's like we have been actually working on increasing awareness and support grantees, including hosting more Testing Tuesday and Ask Me Answer sessions, supporting new grantees, and promoting projects. Also, we are fostering transparency through public roadmaps and sharing planning tasks. We are designing our grant reusable base on learning from the past 6 months and continue building bridges between the Decentraland Foundation and the DAO community. So you can check all those stuff in the governance proposal. I put it in the chat. Last, we have the revocation committee. The revocation committee is in the final milestone of the 3-step governance process to be elected. Today is the last day for voting. You only have 3 more hours to vote. So you can find the link here in the chat. Please go and vote. And the Testing Tuesday, next Tuesday, we will have a special gaming session with Goldfraud and Wondermind. So you can fill out the subscription and we will invite you to have fun with us. So I will put it here in the link. That's the open call. And Dino or Pablo, if you have the link for the revocation committee voting, I will be very much appreciated.
Thank you.
So, thank you. So that was the news for our team, and now I have the honor to present our first grantee for today. We will have DCL Virtual Library. They finished their grant already, and this is going to be the last update. So pay attention and please go on with the video.
Okay, hold on one second. I'm getting it all set up. Sorry, I'm reformatting a video right now. It'll take me 1 second.
Don't worry, I can sing a song.
But you said,
if you like. DCL Virtual Library.
Is this the one? Yeah, I believe I got the right curation station. Is it okay if I go with that one first?
Oh, well, but people are asking for a song. Well, I could do it at the end of the meeting if you like, but let's go on with the DCL Virtual Library.
Hold on a second. Now, I'm actually re-exporting a video, and now my screen isn't letting me actually hit play on that. Hold on 1 second.
God. Okay.
No, you can sing a song for 1 minute. It'll be exported in 1 minute.
Well, do you know that here in Argentina we have our famous music genre that is tango? I'm a professional at that, so maybe I can sing something like El día que me quiera, la rosa que engalana, se vestirá de fiesta con su mejor color y al cielo las campanas dirán que ya eres mía. Loca en las fontanas me contarán su amor. Well,
we still have 54 seconds to go. We can sing. I only know
another one. Yeah.
I only know like the beginning of one Cuban song. Do you know the song En el mar la vida es más sabrosa? En el mar te quiero mucho más. Do you know that one?
Wow, that was super great. No, I didn't know, but
I don't even know that. That's all I remember. It's one of the Cuban songs. We have 34 seconds. Maybe somebody in the community has another song. How about Fizz? Yeah, people joining might be a bit confused. We are just waiting for a technical issue to resolve itself. We have 24 seconds for export. It's my monitor. It's almost done, and then I can hit play. Thank you, guys. You should stay, Tobig. You should sing, not go. This is part of the fun, Murphy's Law, right? That's the universe and
Yeah,
whenever you're doing anything
I
live.
love to sing.
Okay, it's almost done. We have another couple seconds and I will hit play. Thank you guys for your patience. Sorry about this. Having fun with... Okay, let me know if the audio works.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to
Okay.
an update of the curation
Yeah, it's
station of the
working.
Virtual Library.
Okay, let me turn it up.
Located in the heart of Cyber City, the curation station is home to our community center and also the virtual library, which is accessible through the book portal at the front of the community center. If this is your first time in the library, you will want to speak to the librarian to receive your 6 initial course credits. This will allow you to unlock the first set of introductory courses which explain how the library functions. And once these 3 courses are completed, you can talk to the librarian again in order to unlock the remaining courses, the quest lines, and the wearable room located to the left. Heading to the back of the virtual library, you can click on your library card and click once on a locked course to unlock it, clicking again on that course to start it. Once you start a course, you'll notice a green arrow show up in the library, indicating where your course is on the shelf. Pick the book up and take it over to the quiz booth, inserting it into the book slot in order to play the quiz. At the end of each course, you'll have to answer the quiz questions correctly in order to receive intelligence points and to have it marked as completed on your library card. But if you answer it incorrectly, you'll need to unload the book and try again. Once you're done with the course, you can return it to the shelf and then you can click on another course to continue learning, or you can start gathering materials and questing around the library, with our 2 current quests being book repair and book filing, allowing you to earn course credits by repairing books in the library or by picking up the book blaster and alphabetically filing them. While alphabetically filing, you will earn course credits based off of your accuracy, and 10 books are required to load the book blaster up before filing can start. Through book filing, you can earn 0 to 2 course credits depending on your accuracy. At the book repair bench, small books will award you 1 course credit, medium 2, and large 3. Heading over to the wearable room, you will be able to take your intelligence points and exchange them for our NFT wearables, with there currently being 4 sets and 5 pieces per set: the head, upper body, lower body, feet, and staff. These wearables all give you in-game bonuses, and as we expand our quest lines and reward systems, we plan to integrate these wearables further into the game. If you own the first apprenticed set, you'll be able to access the bonus room upstairs. Here, you can take a nap from all of your studying while you passively farm materials that will help you in your quest lines. As of last week, we have also started hosting weekly events with DJ tracks performing every Thursday from 6 to 7 p.m. CST. So, we hope to see you out here tonight, studying and enjoying some live music.
Hello, everyone from the Decentraland Community.
Applause for the DCL Virtual Library team. So next we have Sandstorm. This update is focused on the operational side of things. For the next one, they will prepare a full edit for all entries that happened since the beginning of the grant. So Nat, when you are ready, we can go.
Yep, it's good to go.
Hello, everyone from the Decentraland Community, and I'm very happy to provide you this town hall update. It's the first one we do, actually, so I will go over a lot of stuff today. my name is Oscom. I am the head of marketplace at Sandstorm. I'm in charge of all the projects that go through the platform, whether publicly or privately, and I'm in charge of all the partners that therefore are on the other side of those projects. So today we'll go into a few things. First, for anyone who doesn't know, we got a grant from the Decentraland DAO to host contests on a bi-weekly basis. It's a pretty intense rhythm, and I think most of you might have seen some of our contest posts or might have seen some of our shows or something like this. But basically, it's a complete incentive that has as an objective to educate builders in Decentraland. And the second objective is to just create more in the creator economy, give the creators also the tools and money to be able to further use their talents in Decentraland, build their brand, and go from there. So this is what we really want to do, and that has been our objective all along. In this update, I want to focus on the more operational side of things, what we actually did over the course of the last few months with this grant. So let's get started. I will go over the platform improvements. Obviously, again, this has not been part of the grant money. We didn't use the grant money for this. I just want to note this because it's important and it was part of the process. When we launched the grant in July, we didn't have a proper contest system on the marketplace. We were using external tools or a proposal system, but there was a lot of friction in the publishing process. So we optimized this, and now if you go to app.sandstorm.co, you have a complete contest section that is available to anyone. You can click on it and see all the contests that have been launched in the past. You can see the active ones, the ones that are currently in voting process, and the ones that have ended. You can see all the participants of each contest. You can see who won the past contests, and you can even then click on the assets, check out their respective profiles, check their portfolio, etc. You can check anything you want on there. All the data is public. You can see all the entries and amount of entries to each contest. So yeah, if you're interested, definitely check that out. There are a lot of awesome assets that I'm sure you will all like and love seeing also on the marketplace. That's the first note. So basically, when we launched the contest feature in November 2022, it made all the process way easier for us. It was less operational, and now it's basically a very optimized process that we go through on a bi-weekly basis to be able to launch those contests, organize the winners, organize the people who vote, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So far, we launched 18 contests. 18 contests. That's a lot. Every time finding new innovative themes that can work well both visually but also within the community. We try to make it also a progressive evolution, so the builders can improve from one to another. And now the next steps for us is we want to work more on finding ways to add utility to the builds that are made. The best example is the most recent grant that we co-organized with the Facilitation Squad and Fractillions. So what we did is we wanted them to create a town hall space where, you know, in the future, this town hall that you're currently listening to will be able to be hosted in Decentraland with a custom build, etc. And I think it would be awesome that this build has been created in one of the contests, you know, because it gives purpose to the contest, it gives purpose to the creators, and if they win, they see their asset that is displayed in the world forever. And I think that's really cool. So this is the next step for me in terms of contest themes and usability of the themes and usability of the assets. It's really to serve more the general community. So far, we kind of went with funky ideas or fun ideas or things that, you know, a lot of people might like. But I think it's also cool to add utility directly and plug it to basically a greater DAO plan, if that makes sense. We also all the time have been doing contest shows. So I think that's also how a lot of you have noticed our work or have seen the progress or have seen the works of others. For every contest, we're trying to gather a few judges that are really core to the Decentraland community, or really good artists, or, you know, really good project leads that are able to judge the works and comment a little bit. We start off with a little interview of their project, and, you know, get to introduce them. We get them to introduce themselves, and they can, you know, present what they do. And then we have an open conversation about Decentraland, the state of Decentraland, the governance system, or basically building community any theme, really. It really depends on the guest. And we had a lot of guests. The second thing we did, so we actually have a Sandstorm HQ. I can send the coordinates in the chat once you will be able to see this video live. And the Sandstorm HQ serves us to display the streams in Vault when we're streaming or doing the contests. And it also serves us to have a presence in Decentraland in general, which is great. So we've been building this. It's been done in November 2022 or December. And since then it's there, so you can just check it out anytime. And I'm sure you will find some like-minded people who are just hanging out there. In essence, we've been executing on a bi-weekly basis, really regularly for all the contests. You can check everything on social media. Everything is on Twitter, mostly at Sandstorm Meetup. And yeah, if you're interested in joining those contests and if you want to challenge yourself, because there's quite a lot of competition, then you can feel free to enter. I do want to give a quick note in regards to the GitHub. So we have an open GitHub repository, and I think some of you who checked it out have noticed that it's pretty empty compared to the amount of assets that have been built. The reason for this, and I explained it many times before, is because we always did contests where the contestants are keeping the IP rights on their assets. It was really important to us to have them decide whether yes or no they wanted to publish it to Decentraland, and we didn't want to force them to basically have to publish if they want to enter. It was a really important thing for us because we think creators come first, and it's important to protect their identity and you know their work, so they can reuse it and do whatever they want with it. Now, this has led to a little bit of a problem because obviously the idea here is also we have so many assets that have been built. It would be great to have them open sourced and accessible to anyone in the community, so you can do cool events and cool activations with all those amazing assets. And I think this is where my focus will rely. Once I will have more time, I think I really want to do a campaign where I collect all the different assets. So I think the best way to do this is generally to link a campaign with an activation of some sorts. So I will think about it. I will talk with Fractalians as well from the facilitation squad to see what we could do in terms of community to ease that process. But yeah, I mean, at least I will start with some email rounds, contacting the winners again, and see how far that gets me. And that's my final note. Thank you so much for listening to me. Thank you so much for the grants. And thank you for your work, every single one of you that's listening to this. You're all doing amazing stuff, and I'm really happy to be part of this community. Bye-bye.
Hey, thank you so much. So that was pretty interesting. Now, for finish this section, we have the first update for a very important project that you are all waiting for. The protocol squad. So, another song.
Oh, sorry about that. I shared the wrong thing. Okay, I'll start 1 second. Here we go.
Hello, Decentraland community. I am Agustin Mendez, and I've been around the community since 2018. I led the Decentraland engineering team from late 2020 to late 2022, and today I will present you the protocol squad. We are yours truly, Mendus, Nikolai, Robert, and Santi, all engineers pursuing the same goal. What do? We document the protocol. Oh, wait, I can make this bigger. My face is not that important. We document the protocol for explorers, because defining the full scope of what Decentraland is as a whole is too complex. It requires a lot of writing, and we do things like specifying what the Genesis City is. We'll say that term every now and then, and it may be the set of land tokens of the land contract used to validate ownership of entities for the decentralized deployment and replication protocol, using digital signatures to deploy it to the Catalyst server, to be consumed by explorers, which load scenes from specialized endpoints of the Catalyst server, which by themselves, the scenes are in a special format and must run using runtime rules to render the experiences in the explorers. You get the idea about what we do. Why? This is the architecture of the current Explorer by the Foundation. This is outdated, by the way. it is incomplete or not documented, and as I said, outdated. We collaborate with the Decentraland Foundation to formalize the missing parts of the protocol. And why? If we want the community to own the project, it should be possible to contribute to it. It must be properly documented, and this is based on data. So very, very few, counted with a couple hands, the Explorer received any external contribution that is not from the core contributors, and that is in part due to its complexity. It is hard to get how it works. So how we do it, the documentation. We are creating 3 world explorers, 3 brand new explorers like play.decentraland.org. In great part, and this is good news, from the documentation itself. So it is not that there is nothing documented. There are some things. We are creating these explorers from using 3 different technologies: Bevy in Rust, Babylon.js, and Unity in C#. I'm going to explain a little bit about them. Bevy is open source, an open source project, and that is spiritually aligned with Decentraland. It uses Rust, of course, which is a language of the future. We'll hear that, but it is safe, fast, and reliable language. Internally, Bevy already uses an ECS, which is very aligned with the architecture of Decentraland and what it already has. And based on our decision framework, this is our long-term shot, meaning that it is not ready for production yet. I don't know any game that is in production using Bevy. Please let me know if you know. Then we have Babylon.js, which is also open source, aligned with the spirit of the project. Since it is JavaScript, it is easy to hack and to iterate. And this is meant to be an educational implementation. It will be slow, but it will be correct. It will have a lot of tests and will be used as reference when we want to make a change in the protocol, because we can hack and iterate rapidly. But since it is JavaScript, it is really hard to optimize. It is very difficult to get it right with a decent performance. Then last but not least, we have Unity in C#, which we already know it is production ready and definitely battle tested. It is meant to replace the current Explorer with a stable and easy to contribute code base, recalling my previous comment, but Unity itself is closed source and that is not very aligned with the project. So what is the plan of the protocol squad? By the way, there is an always up-to-date version of this plan in the Decentraland/protocol squad repository. You can see here the status of each implementation, and if we want more detail about what is going on in each implementation, we have a couple tables that show up the progress and the plan. Going back to the presentation, the stage 1 is to get the basic functions of the SDK 7 working. We are here and we are in a very good shape. I'm going to show you a video in a couple seconds. Then we want to join a world or a realm in all 3 implementations and see each other. And this says 3, but indeed it is 4, because we are going to include the reference implementation from the foundation here. We need interoperability with what it is in production and what we are building now. This is the scope of the protocol squad as is in the grant. For the future, we want to reach feature parity, that is implementing all the functionality of the SDK 7, and after that is ready, start contributing the protocol with new features. And that is, well, we have a lot of ideas. What is the status of the project? Both Bevy and Babylon are okay, are on track. We are making good progress, and Unity is delayed. This is mainly because finding and hiring a Unity engineer has been very challenging. We started the Unity implementation 2 weeks ago, and we started the Bevy and Babylon implementation a couple months ago. Without further ado, to keep the video short, I'm going to show you a couple of things. So this is the Babylon implementation. It is running in a browser. I am using Brave. And this is the Girly Plaza scenes, which are the test scenes used by the SDK team to test the SDK 7. As you can see, there are many features implemented, raycasts, the fish getting catched by the sharks, models with animations, little grass, pointer events, animations of GLTFs, lots of things. Raycasts. And if we are closer to the scenes will run faster than the ones that are far away. This is to prioritize the performance. Well, that was Babylon. I don't actually have the compiled version of Bevy right now, but I can show you a video here. Remember the grass? This one looks way better and with a very decent performance in comparison. Interestingly, I don't know if that's a word. Interestingly, this engine does not have any sort of optimization for assets like the current Explorer has with add bundles for Unity. This is using the assets as the developers left them in the folder before deployment. And the performance is super good. As you can recall, we did almost the same path in Babylon a couple seconds ago. The animations and the shark. Of course, this is open source. You can download it from Bevy Explorer, the Decentraland repo. I'm going to send the links in the chat. And last but not least, I'm going to open play.decentraland.org to show you the comparison with the real Genesis, Girly Plaza. I hope it loads fast. Okay, so it looks good. Change realm, Girly Plaza. This is one of the things we helped formalizing the realms as URLs in order to test different scenarios with all the explorers. You can recall how these scenes behaved in the other two engines. Where are we? Around here. So we are sharing a lot of code and a lot of semantics with all the explorers. Okay, that was it. I hope you liked it. Bye.
Hey, a round of applause for the Protocol Squad. I think everybody liked it. Yeah, I can see it in the chat. So thank you everybody for listening. This was the Grant Support Squad section, and don't forget to vote. So see you next time. Thank you.
Thanks, Fifi. That were awesome updates for each one of the grantees. So yeah, great. Okay, with this meeting coming to a close, maybe we can do the open forum. So if anyone has a question or wants to talk about something, this is the right moment. And remember that after this, we're having an in-world meetup at the MetaGamiMall with metaDoge, our host. So open mic for everyone.
Hi, hi. This is Chris, Metatrack Chris. I have a question for Gino, as usual.
Shoot, I'm here.
Okay, thank you again for what you're doing. I saw that you made the bidding and tending. I'm bidding, tending. I'm sorry. The bidding and tending with tendering service. And so I'm just trying to ask something for clarification. So if let's say, for example, we want to, let's say, propose a new committee or a new squad, does that have to go through the bidding and tendering system, or is the normal way as just trying to, the poll, the draft, and, the final governance proposal? I'm just trying to figure out the difference a little bit. I get a little confused from just applying from a normal grant and applying for the bidding and tendering system.
Totally. Okay, so if you want to spin up a new committee from the DAO, you would have to go through the governance process because the committee changed the way the DAO works, like the structure of the DAO. If you want to create a core unit for the DAO with the new grants program, there is a subcategory that is called core units, and you can create a grant to fund a core unit from there. The bidding and tendering flow is it's a different animal. The bidding and tendering is basically to validate that a problem exists in the ecosystem, that a potential solution is agreed upon by the community, and then once that potential solution has been approved by the community, external teams like an agency, a software factory, a creative studio, members of the community that decide to group and tackle the issue can basically bid to win the project. So basically they will have to create a budget, create a roadmap of deliverables and everything, and then they will be voted on and they will be competing with all the other bids to win the tender for the project that they're going to be executing. So there are differences. If you want to, I don't know, if you feel that the community, without another core unit, another committee or whatever, you have to go through the other two routes, either the governance flow or the grants flow for core units.
All right, I got it. It's very, very clear now. Thank you, Gino. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Chris. Thanks, Gino. Any other question? Any other comment?
Hi, Fest. This is Pablo from the Gun Support. Some people were asking me about the process of electing the new DAO committee member. Do you have this clear information to share?
Sorry, can you repeat, please?
If you have the information to share about how it's going to be the process to elect the new DAO committee member.
Okay. Sorry. Yeah. Right now we are sticking to the current process that was already approved with the first committee election. So right now I don't know if that thing that Gino already implemented on the DApp, it's already done, so we can use it, or?
Yeah, you can. I mean, the hiding as it is. Yeah, you can use it.
Perfect. So we are using that implementation that Gino just showed to us for the election of the new DAO committee. And like he mentioned, that's adapted to the current binding decisions that were made around this specific topic. So maybe we can do another session or have a quick call, I don't know, before that goes live, before we actually start the open call, and we can give a better detailed list or procedure for everyone to understand how we are going to do this. But yeah, it's pretty much the same that last time, but with this last implementation on the DApp.
Yeah, we are going to do a new call for candidates. We don't want it to be like a first come, first serve kind of thing. Like if we just let anyone start a proposal right now, basically the first one that starts a proposal and that managed to get 6 million will be the one that's chosen instead of having a fair vote between everyone.
Does that answer your question, Pablo? Or
Yeah. Thank you. And congrats, EML, for this new step.
Thank you, Pablo. Super excited about it.
yeah, I was about to say the same. You want to say something, Jamil, or you've said pretty much everything on your post and forum, but if you want to give some words to the community, you can.
Hey, well, super excited about the role. I think it's a great opportunity, like, to open a new chapter in Decentraland. Try to take it to the next level. Super grateful for my experience in the DAO. It has been like 2.5 years. We made a lot of stuff together and so proud of it. Yeah, looking forward to build more bridges between the DAO and Foundation. Yeah, keep building this together. I am actually writing a reply to the formal request, the request for information path. Yeah, so you will be able to read it in a few minutes, but basically it's like I want to cooperate with the DAO. Some mini details that we need to rework on the governance proposal, but yeah, let's make it happen.
Jamil, you are from the DAO. Don't forget about us. Don't forget about us, Jamil.
Not at all, Chris.
Thanks, Jamil, for that. And thanks for your support with the RFI proposal. Any other questions? Any other comments? If not, I will pass it to Nat for the in-world meetup.